A professional and healthy workplace culture is built on fostering trust, open communication, and a sense of belonging. Key elements include clear values, employee empowerment, professional development opportunities, and a focus on well-being and work-life balance. Additionally, a healthy culture embraces diversity, inclusion, and provides opportunities for recognition and growth. There are 8 elements of a professional healthy workplace that all organizations should strive to meet. These elements are clear core values and mission statements. A strong foundation of shared values and a clear mission statement guides decision-making and provides a sense of purpose for employees. When employees understand the why behind their work, they are more engaged and motivated. Open and transparent communication. Encouraging open dialogue and feedback at all levels of the organization is crucial as this builds trust, reduces misunderstandings, and allows for the free flow of ideas and concerns. Respect, inclusion, and diversity. Creating a workplace where everyone feels valued and respected, regardless of background, is essential. Diversity and inclusion initiatives promote a sense of belonging and encourage different perspectives. Employee empowerment and autonomy. Giving employees the freedom to make decisions and take ownership of their work fosters a sense of responsibility and accountability. Empowerment leads to increased engagement, creativity, and problem-solving. Professional development and growth opportunities. Providing employees with opportunities to learn new skills, advance their careers, and contribute to their personal and professional development is the strength of an organization. Investing in employee growth demonstrates a commitment to their success and fosters a culture of continuous learning. Recognition and appreciation. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating employees' contributions, both big and small, is vital. Recognition motivates employees, boosts morale, and reinforces positive behaviors. Strong leadership. Leaders who are authentic, empathetic, and supportive are crucial for fostering a positive culture. Effective leadership sets the tone for the entire organization and inspires employees to strive for excellence. Safety, well-being, and work-life balance. Prioritizing employees' safety, both mentally and physically, is the essence of well-being in the workplace. Every employee deserves to feel safe at work. It is an organizational responsibility. It is also critical that an employee's mental well-being is prioritized. One of the key stressors in the mental well-being of an employee should be a consideration of their work-life balance. A healthy work-life balance reduces stress, burnout, and turnover. In addition to creating a professional and healthy workplace, each organization is required by law to promote and uphold a safe, respectful workplace. To achieve a respectful workplace, an organization must prevent any instances of disrespectful behavior. A disrespectful behavior is defined as any actions or comments that are inappropriate, demeaning, or otherwise offensive. This behavior typically involves the creation of an uncomfortable, hostile, or intimidating work environment, to include discrimination, harassment, sexual harassment, bullying, and workplace violence. For the purpose of this training, we will discuss each of these topics so you have a clear understanding. Let's begin with discrimination. Discrimination is defined as the differential treatment of an individual or group on the basis of protected characteristics, rather than personal merit. Under federal law, the following are protected from discrimination in employment and other areas. Race protects against discrimination based on ancestry or racial group. Color protects against discrimination based on skin pigmentation. Religion protects against discrimination based on religious beliefs. Sex includes protection against discrimination based on pregnancy, gender identity, and sexual orientation. Ethnicity or national origin protects against discrimination based on the country where a person or their ancestors were born, or any shared attributes of a group of people who identify with each other that distinguish them from other groups. This includes being perceived as from a particular country or part of the world. National origin also includes accent and language. Age protects individuals 40 years of age and older. Disability protects individuals with physical or mental impairments that substantially limit major life activities, as well as those with a record of such impairments, or who are regarded as having such impairments. Gender or genetic information protects against discrimination based on genetic information about an individual or family members. Gender identity is who a person knows themselves to be and how they identify. Gender expression is how a person presents gender to other people. It is outward-facing. Protected veteran status, as defined under the Vietnam-era Veterans Readjustment Assistance Act of 1974, Protected veterans are classified as someone who has served or is currently serving in the military, to include disabled veterans, recently separated veterans, National Guard, or reserve status. There are some key indicators or actions that each of you should fully understand when it comes to discrimination in the workplace. These actions are differential treatment, treating any employee or potential employee differently based on any of the protected classes. Behavior and comments, any behavior or comments that degrades, humiliates, embarrasses, or puts down any person based on the protected classes. Overt or subtle, actions that occur can be overt or subtle. Overt means a behavior or actions that are visible and observable, as opposed to subtle behaviors which are internal and not directly observable. Essentially, both are any action that can be seen by others, whether it's communicated, a physical movement, or a verbal expression. Not welcomed, any behavior that is not welcomed, and a reasonable person should know or have known that it is not welcomed. Let's take a few minutes to check your understanding of each of these discrimination indicators. During an interview panel, the hiring manager openly states to the group, she has all of the qualifications, and she would be really good at this job, but I don't think she could handle working with all those guys. I really don't think she would fit in because she is a female. What are some issues or concerns you would have with this scenario? What key indicators did you see in this scenario that could create the impression of discrimination? During a team meeting, the supervisor is discussing plans for the team to go to lunch to celebrate the team's successful completion of a project. As they are discussing, one of the team members states, "We can't go there because Valerie is from India, and we all know those folks worship cows." What are some issues or concerns you would have with this scenario? What key indicators did you see in this scenario that could create the impression of discrimination? John and Sarah are working together on a job site. The first day on the job, John says to Sarah, "Hey, let me pick that up for you. I know you probably can't lift that, as tiny as you are." Sarah replies, "I can pick it up. I'm stronger than you think." John smiles at Sarah, rolls his eyes, and says, "Okay, little lady, show us how strong you are." What are some issues or concerns you would have with this scenario? What key indicators did you see in this scenario that could create the impression of discrimination? Several employees in the work area have weekly training meetings to discuss how to do a particular job they are working on. Last week, the department director asked the group in the training meeting, "Where is Hank? Why isn't he in this meeting?" The manager smiled and said, "Old Grandpa Hank is probably needing to take a nap, so we didn't invite him." You know, these older employees need to slow down and take it easy whenever they can. What are some issues or concerns you would have with this scenario? What key indicators did you see in this scenario that could create the impression of discrimination? Several male and female employees work in an open area, where they can often hear each other's conversations and interactions with others. A few employees like to say things like, "Okay, baby," or "Hey, honey," during their casual work conversations. Several of the older male employees are openly embarrassed when this occurs and have asked for this to stop. Last week, one of the employees asked another employee, "Should we refer to you as honey or sir?" What are some issues or concerns you would have with this scenario? What key indicators did you see in this scenario that could create the impression of discrimination? In each of these scenarios, there are certain elements or red flags that could be perceived as discrimination or even worse, discriminatory behaviors. It's important to understand discrimination can manifest in various ways, such as unfair hiring practices, unequal pay, denial of opportunities, harassment, or being treated differently in the workplace. Any discrimination that is allowed or ignored can lead to decreased morale, increased stress, and ultimately, lower output for both the individuals experiencing discrimination and the overall team or organization. Not to mention, it is against the law and can result in lawsuits, compensatory or punitive damages, and reputational damage. Let's face it, when employees feel like they are not being treated fairly, they start to feel resentful toward the management team and other employees who they perceive as being the beneficiary from the discrimination. This negative attitude can affect how well the employees perform, which can then affect the overall performance of any organization.